Everyone, join me with your cup of coffee or tea. I start the morning with coffee. I have one or two cups, and then throughout the day, I drink tea, hot or cold. It depends on the temperature. It was cool this morning, so I know where some of you live that it's really cold. I have one good comment from Scotland. I am Scottish. My hair does not look red anymore. If I didn't color it, it would be gray. But it was red before it became gray. And my older son had red hair pretty big time. My young one's taken after my wife's side, and his is kind of a dirty blonde. In any case, we know the weather's bad in Scotland. It's always bad in Scotland. Okay, so I had Thanksgiving Day with my son here. We had a big meal. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. So I'm just sort of vegging right now. There's enough gone on that I think I want to just take a look at the news items for today, make this another light day for me. Um, I'm not very energetic. I'd rather do what little guys normally do, eat the big Thanksgiving dinner and go sit in the easy chair and watch football. I'm not going to watch football, but the chair sounds good. I hope everybody did have some good time with their friends and family. If you were alone, you were never alone. So be sure to turn stronger to Jesus than the rest of us. Sometimes we get distracted and don't pay attention to him. You've got no excuse. If he's the only one you got, you better be turning to him. What did Senator Kennedy goes, "Oh God, give me patience. If you give me strength, I'll need bail money." He's not going to hit anybody. He's too old. They'd beat him up anyway. But it's a funny joke. All right, so we're going to take a look at the news. It's been a rough time, but we'll get to that in a bit. Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. If you remember Miracle on 34th Street, Santa Claus or Saint Nick was working in the Macy's store. And if they didn't have what, and Macy's didn't have what they wanted, they sent them across the street to the competitor. I forget which one it was, but everybody liked it so much it got back to Mr. Macy's. And at first he was going to fire everybody, but there were so many people because he was doing what it was right. Santa Claus is a fiction. It's not. He literally did exist and he did give out presents. So we need to make sure that we know that it's not about Jesus to the world, but to us it is. Let them live in their world. We're living ours. Because you're not going to pull them out of it. Funny, I love funny pictures. Hate to cook, show up at Thanksgiving with this little number, and you never have to cook again. Got a white plate. It's got those little SpaghettiOs in some form of gelatin because it's in a round gelatin mold. And in the middle of it is a bunch of Vienna sausages. You never have to bring anything but ice and paper towels again if you show up with that. It doesn't look that bad, but it's not a very good dish. All right, let's look at the headlines. Again, we had the Macy's parade today, and it's commercialism. That's what it's all about. The only thing that I really think is good about it is the high schools that get to send their bands there to march in the parade and play. That's the part I like the best, watching them play. Because we have a high school across the street from where I live now. It's a little ways over, so they're not in my front yard blowing their horns and hitting their drums, but I can hear them in the distance. And they sound pretty good. kind of, I may walk over and watch them sometime before they get out there on the field. All right. We had 2 soldiers killed, or I don't know if they're dead yet, but they're nearly dead in Washington, D.C. by somebody from a Muslim country. We had one of our politicians from Alabama here, where I'm at now, come out and said, we should ban all Muslims from importing to this country, ban Sharia law, ban anything to do with them. So if they come here, they're going to be small in number and they won't be able to do anything. The problem is they've already got too many of them here now, and they're just sleeper cells. Remember, they took 7 to 10 years to get ready for 9/11. They just come here and just sit back and wait, and that's what this guy did. He sat back and waited until they could kill people. And they killed and tried to stab him, but he managed to survive. That's a problem because now it's going to be, the left is going to continue to harp on that and let him go. And there may even be a judge that will let him go and say, look, get out fast. We'll provide you with cab fare and airfare to get out of the country before we have to prosecute you and give you the death penalty, because that's what it is. We've got judges now that are throwing out the lawsuits against the politicians, against the, in Georgia, against the voter fraud that they claim changed the election. So they're taking to court on it. That case has been thrown out. There are 2 politicians that were up for charges, obvious charges. No judge in their right mind would do this. They're not in their right mind. They're working for the devil. And until we stand up to them, resist the devil and he will flee. We're not resisting. We got a lot of talk coming out of these people. They're saying we need to do something about this and we need to do something about that, but they're not doing it. Talk's cheap. We need to see some action, because you're not going to shut these people up. They are working for the devil, and he sleeps 0.3 of a second every year. You know, he's up all the time planning. It's like I used to joke about the Russians. We really need to get up early to fight the Russians because they're atheists and they have all day to plan on Sunday. So, in any case, the people are not, but the government is. Putin, I'm sure, is an atheist because he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. So what else do we have going on today? There's still people under fire. That National Guard shooting is just getting all kinds of negative response today. A lot of prayers, so pray for the people. They need it. We're getting more and more people talking about sending out the $2,000 a month, but again, I'll believe it when I see it. Ariel has another video up, if I didn't mention it already. We'll find him. We've got 2 more potential rapture dates this month, or next month, because it'd be in December. I love the work that he's done. He's done an awful lot of work to come up with the timeline that he has and how everything lines up. It's an amazing job, but he keeps throwing the rapture in the Jewish timeline, and I don't think it is. That's my personal opinion, that I don't think it is. I would love for it to be any day, but I think it's got nothing to do with the Jewish timeline. It's on its own, and it's whenever God feels he's got enough people. Because you don't go to God and say, okay, make me a Christian. You've already been picked. Your name's already in the book of life. He's just waiting for you to say, okay, I know you called me, here I am. I'm ready to work for you, to surrender, to repent. There's people out there that think that God's there for our beckoning. Okay, God, fix this for me. Do this for me. I'm going to continue to party, but I'll let you know when I'm ready to become a Christian. Now, that's not how this works, people. God wants everyone saved, but he wants everybody coming of a free will, under no persuasion, and trying to live a good life. Let's see, my friend Trace Atkins has a new Christmas video out, so check it out. It's supposed to premiere tomorrow on the 28th. So Trace Atkins, take a look at that. I was in a TV series with him. He's a nice guy, country music, but still a nice guy. And he's a Christian, so check him out. Not a lot of news right now because it is Thanksgiving. I'm recording this on Thanksgiving at the end of the day. This is not the beginning of the day. I got up early to put the turkey in the oven. You know, if you cook turkey, you just got to cook for 3 to 4 hours. It was a 13-pound turkey. Tasted very good. But most turkeys need gravy on them, and so we had gravy too. I guess that's really all that's going on. Not a lot of news. More recipe samples. If you don't know how to cook something, just Google it. As long as you're not asking about God or Jesus or Christianity or good religion, Google's more than happy to feed you whatever you want. Okay, I don't see anything else on here, but I just wanted to touch base with you. You'll be getting this on Friday, Black Friday. I don't know why they call it that, why they think they got to give it a special name, because they want you to go out and shop. And they think that everything's going to be 10 cents on the dollar. Well, if it's 10 cents on the dollar, it's not even worth that. The only thing that's got the world paying attention right now to Christians is that they know that if they're not nice to us, we won't go out and spend money. So they got to be nice to us, but the Muslims don't care. Islam basically hates the whole world. The Shiite Muslims even hate the uh, Sunni Muslims. The Shiite Muslims want to kill the whole world and get rid of everybody and have them be the only one. They believe that when the Antichrist shows up, now they don't believe in the Antichrist, but they believe that that will be the true Christ. When he shows up, he will align with them and help them win. Well, they're partially right. He will align with them because he's the Antichrist. And he will align with the Jews that don't believe in Jesus. And they will have a nice little get together for a little while, a little peace treaty. And they will build the temple and start doing this. And the Antichrist, if the Ark of the Covenant's still around, he's going to know where it's at, and you tell them where to find it. They'll go back to their old ways. God basically proved to the rest of the world that we're paying attention that the old ways are gone, the old covenant's gone. But Satan would love to have them go back to that so they won't get the new one. But the world is just getting worse and worse every day. And they don't care. You can threaten all you want until you actually lock them up, take away their assets, their money, take away their friends, put them away for good. That might get their attention, but it wouldn't stop Satan. He'll find some new volunteers. I know. We all want out of here. We don't like what we're seeing. We don't like the world going down the way it is. There's nothing we can do other than what we're told to do, and that's to spread the gospel, try to save some people from this. We're seeing the water come into the boat already. The pumps are pumping at maximum, and they're not keeping up. We see the world going down. The urgency is more now than ever. Tell people, get yourself ready, There's nothing we can do. We don't have to pack. Everything that I just moved into this new house of mine, new to me anyway, is going to get left behind. There's nothing here that I absolutely have to go into the new world, other than a few souls. If you're paying attention and you come to Christ on this channel, that would be great. Then I'll have that to stand before Jesus with. But I can stand before him anyway because I'm trying. And that's all we ask of anybody. Try. You don't have to be good at it. We just covered how Paul was worried about him not being good at it. And he was very polished. He was a religious leader to the Jews. But that pomp and circumstance and polish isn't Jesus. The loving part of it, he couldn't do. Paul couldn't. Being open to him, he couldn't do until Jesus helped him. So Jesus will take advantage of your inability so that way you can't boast about it. Okay. Everybody have the rest of this weekend. Enjoy it. Everybody should be off. Find something to relax doing. Spend time with Jesus whenever you can. And tell everybody else. And if you go out and shop, don't be like the world. I remember as a kid watching the mothers go to the stores shopping for Christmas, fighting and throwing stuff up in the air. And I've gone into Walmart and Target and some of these other places and seen stuff all over the floor. Don't be like that. There's nothing on earth worth throwing a tantrum for like that. The only thing I would say maybe would be worth is if you've got a sick friend or relative and they need an artificial heart and there's one sitting there on the table and there's only one left. I might fight for that, but certainly not going to fight for a toy. And they show those pictures. Of course they do. They want you to see how desperate they are. So you better get out there and get it yourself. Don't fall for it. Be kind and loving. And if somebody really wants it and you've got it in your hands, hand it to them. It's not going to do the kid any good. Might bring it a moment of pleasure. Find something else for your kid if that's the best that they can do. All right. I hear the trains running today. Somebody has to work today. The cops were working earlier. I heard a cop go by with his siren. So there are people working. So think about them on Thanksgiving. Think about the servicemen. Think about the president and the news people that are out there, the good ones, working today. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless.